Hey yo, let's do this.
Did anybody know about the storm that was coming through?
Tornado.
Oh, what the was that?
The National Weather Service confirmed that tornado that hit Winchester and Randolph County was an EF3.
Absolutely devastating around here. Debris on the ground everywhere.
3 people killed during this severe weather system.
They are going door to door right now, checking to make sure that
Wow.
everybody is okay.
That's sad as fuck.
Stone Mansion. It is a historical property that was just devastated by this tornado.
We're in the basement, we hear the sirens go off, and then we hear a freight train. Like, everyone says it sounds like a freight train.
It's just heartbreaking here. So many uprooted trees.
Still recovering from last week's EF3 tornado that hit parts of Delaware and Randolph counties.
On this episode of Paranormal Nightmare, my brothers and I return to the historic Stone Mansion. Our goal for tonight's investigation is to find out if the spirits haunting this mansion are aware of what happened to their home.
What was I about
I've heard how hard it is to see with this thing.
I was about to do something,
Mr. Stone?
and
My name is Josh.
totally
This is
fucking
Rocky and
got
Sean.
what it was.
We're here to talk to you tonight. We want to find out more about your building and the
See if I
storm
can
that came
remember.
through here.
Fucking shocking my memory.
Upstairs.
That's what happened last time. If you're upstairs walking, can we see you, please? What the fuck was that?
That was good.
That sound like a kid?
Yeah. Okay.
Did we just hear a kid? Almost like there was something trying to come across. Can we see you, please?
Alright.
I want to see if it comes through the hallway. I just can't see anything. Can we hear you again, please? I know this was your bedroom. I hope you don't mind having us inside your house. We're just in town visiting with you. The kid that we heard, was your dad Mr. Stone? Just remember I stuck this in this corner, okay?
I'm gonna come in every deck, I don't care.
It almost sounded like it came from this room right here. That's why I wanted to kind of
Right up my kneecap. Oh shit.
hell with that chair there.
I again. Yeah, this deck works. I haven't played this in a while. It's like a Life Gain Angels type deck. White green Angels Life Gain.
Mr. Stone, you're in here. I got a device here you can talk through.
Whoa, man.
I kept hearing a little kid. Were you in here? You okay?
Oh, son, hit the pedestal.
Rocky, no. Rocky,
Trying to check on Josh.
So he's
try to give my mom a little dab. I don't got
What do you
shit.
think
So
about
I
this
can give her
storm?
some.
Tornado.
No. Why?
Where were you guys at when the tornado hit?
Man.
Man, are you upset because of what happened to this building and the trees outside? I'm looking at the porch. Sorry for what happened out there. Did you see it when the tree fell and hit your porch? It's really sad. Did you ever have a
Nobody's
storm
got
like
reach.
that come through when you was alive?
Are you from here?
No, I'm not far from here though. Is this Mr.
Interesting.
Stone that I'm talking to? Mr. Stone, if this is you, you got a beautiful home.
Interesting.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that sounds like it's back here behind you.
Right
We
there.
heard a kid and we've heard a man.
I thought I heard something say get out. I was walking up the steps. Sounded like something said get out.
Mr. Stone, do you not like us inside your house? We came here after the storm to make sure that you and your family's okay. What is hurting you, Mr. Stone?
These ghost things are fucking so realistic. It's
Are
fucking
you sad that
creepy
your
as
house
shit.
got hit?
Real creepy.
Do you remember anything the night the tornado hit Winchester?
What brought you here?
Tornado, I said.
We want to make sure you're okay. You and your family.
Painful.
I keep saying painful over and over. They're gonna fix your house up, okay? It's all gonna be better. You hear that? I can't tell if it's coming from up here or downstairs. Do we hear you walking?
Are you on the second floor? Whatever you gotta do to communicate, whether it's this device or trying to speak or knock on something, whatever you gotta do.
That's crazy.
What?
The battery beep was 1665.
Are you sad? I know it's never good about a storm coming through and your tree's not gonna be cut down. They're gonna try to save that, okay?
God.
God protected a lot of people in town.
Go down that hall
Can
to
you
the
hear
right.
it?
We keep hearing something.
Come on.
I can't leave.
Why can't you leave, bud?
Can you tell me why you can't leave? Can you tell me where you're at right now? It's kind of crazy how
Come on.
he's hearing voices and everything.
My turn.
I'm confused.
Can you tell us the name of the kid that we heard? I know it's sad to see your house like this.
Nightmare.
It's like repeating like painful, nightmare. You realize that they're gonna fix this damage. Were you scared when the storm came through here? Do you remember how you were feeling the night the tornado came through? I'm not for sure what happened to you. Is that behind you? If you're in that hallway behind Rocky, can you come in this room with us?
Do not.
Was that you? Are you upset that we're inside your house?
Alright, not too bad. That worked out. That worked out. I think I'm gonna win the first game. Nice.
To me, I feel like this hallway right here. There's just something.
Disfigured.
Can we speak with Mr. Stone or Mrs. Stone? Because if I remember right, we got more stuff on this floor, and then the basement for sure. Are you sad about your house?
Come on.
Yes.
Hurry up the game. We got this. We got that.
Like a female yes.
Repeat. Then we got
Where are you
that.
at right now?
And repeat.
Greetings.
See what we get.
We want you to show us around your house, if you would, please.
When?
Right now. Can you tell us which way to go? We spend a lot of time talking to people who have crossed over to the other side. So I want you to know that we come here with full respect. Are you sad about what happened to your community?
What happened?
Hey Josh,
What?
come in here like between this whole real thing. So I was thinking last time we was here we got stuff.
A storm came through
Bible.
and did a lot of damage to your property and your mansion. So we're just trying to figure out if you guys realize what happened. Do you remember the night the storm came through?
But Dad, how do they remember?
Family room?
See what this is. Greylock / Creep TV. Greylock Creep TV.
Welcome, one and all, to the very new, very hip, I would say, dare I say, original idea called Creep TV. Yes.
That is right. No one has ever thought about recording a reaction video. This is new ground we're charting into. And horror reaction, dare I say, we might be forerunners into this new category. Very
no
proud
one's
of you
ever
for
thought of
coming
this.
up with it, Hunter. Very proud.
And if anybody says that they have, I will find them.
They're lying.
Okay?
They're lying, of course.
I'll find them, I'll break them.
But basically, like, you know, there's a lot of cool horror stuff on the internet, and while on
Come on.
we of course love the stories and everything,
Can
there's
you
a lot of
counter
really
it?
cool videos too. A lot that I cover on my channel, and more importantly, a lot that Hunter has absolutely no idea what he's
Come
doing.
on.
So
As
today,
What are you
as
doing?
hopefully with future episodes,
You
have
got
picked
this.
something that I think he will enjoy.
Click the button.
We're going to terrorize him
All you
with.
gotta do is click
And,
one
I
fucking
get to laugh
button. You
on
got
this game, which
this.
is really my favorite part
Flip
of
the
this channel,
fucking
so-
button.
Yeah,
You
no,
son
I'm
of a
very much
bitch.
looking forward to it. And today we are discussing.
I'm gonna have to wait through another one. Oh, okay, that works.
I feel like it's gonna
That
be
works.
a similar flow. As
I wonder if he
Creepcast,
wanted
too.
me to give
One
up.
thing we
I don't
heard
do
from
that, though.
Gregory 88 and stuff that has more videos is that I feel like we just need to have a catered area to the video stuff because there's so much video content out there that I feel
Video?
like we're missing out. So I feel like this way we can try. I'm gonna put this out there, but don't hold us to it. That way we can at least do Creepcast one week and then Creep TV the next week, kind of thing. Don't hold that to us. If something that changes, don't yell, don't scream, don't cry.
That is our tentative idea. Will it change? Probably, but you know, theoretically, we'll have Creep TV and Creepcast. And Creep TV, I believe the plan is to just have it exclusively on YouTube because it's video based, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah, it's just a YouTube thing, so no audio platform stuff. So they're okay.
All right. Are you ready for
The
take
ending
5?
of that one, I did. There is a little just kind of also get kind of leading us down this rabbit hole this guy's now on.
There is a I don't want to say supernatural, but beyond.
Having.
Oh, it's. I mean, like.
Oh, well, my ADHD is not letting me watch that one. What the fuck?
Social media allows creativity at anyone's
What the
fingertips.
fuck?
And one website that lives rent-free in my head that I love to talk about as much as I can is TikTok. By now, I've basically dubbed myself the TikTok scholar. I've documented many online degeneracies committed on TikTok because compared to YouTube, that place is still currently the wild, wild west. I'm not talking about the Wild West like John Marston, Arthur Morgan, Red Dead. I'm talking wild, wild west with Will Smith. Like it is just awful trash. A good example is the TikTok account Custom Wood Burning. Her content is absolutely unhinged, insane, and it really does make you think, is this like a real person or is this someone that the deep state is paying to look bad to make everyone look
Burning
bad?
Sun's Fury archive.
Can you prove that? Can these nuts fit in your mouth?
Oh, of course. If you don't want to make any progress in your life, if you want to completely soft lock yourself from enjoying the beautiful things that life offers, like touching grass, looking at the birds, seeing the amazing sights like a giant cathedral with a Samsung phone advert in front of it, then simply join me and just lie in bed doing absolutely nothing, doom scrolling on TikTok.
That's how I feel on YouTube sometimes, bro.
Now, this TikToker I'm about to talk about today needs no introduction. Actually, I've documented him quite a lot before, and that is, of course, your boy, Joshua Block, World of T-Shirts.
I'm going to France, and you're not.
Now, me and many other people have already documented Joshua Block to hell and back, and his situation, although it's funny, it's kind of sad funny, so it's not really that funny, it's more just sad. This is someone who has obvious learning disabilities, and he's basically getting blackout drunk pretty much every single day, putting himself in danger, putting other people in danger, being a general nuisance, spending way too much money that he usually doesn't even have.
How much money do you spend every day here in New York?
At least 150 or 200.
Okay, what are you mostly spending your money on?
Drinks, subway fares, train fares.
And probably running for the Guinness World Record of the fastest person to achieve liver cirrhosis. Now, Joshua Block's infamy has actually gotten so bad that I have seen videos of people witnessing Joshua Block in public in New York, not even understanding that he was a real person, thinking that he's just someone that I made up in my videos.
Dude, it's all the t-shirts. I thought this guy was just a fucking myth. I'd watch like Paris videos on this guy.
Now, every time I cover Joshua Block, I do tend to feel more and more sorry for him because it's not a good situation. He's someone, again, like I've said, he's mentally disabled. Like he does not have all of his faculties there. If anything, he really shouldn't even be living independently, let alone wandering around, you know, Brooklyn and Queens, absolutely plastered drunk at 4 in the morning. You know, walking up to people going, "I'm going to sue you."
I'll sue your ass for millions of fucking dollars.
Now, one thing TikTok loves to do is these comparison slideshows showing, you know, how someone used to look really good and then they look absolutely awful. It's usually into the tune of... You're starting to look really weird. Basically, it's like, oh, look, you were good here, and now you look awful.
I'm not crazy,
oh my God,
I
sort your life out. And this trend has hit Joshua harder than the alcoholism has hit his liver. Because a lot of comparison videos have been posted online, like you can see him here a lot younger, like before alcohol came into his life. And, you know, he just seems to be like a very sweet person, if a little bit naive. Now, the subtext of that video is Joshua's manager, Michael Quinn, who I've talked about many, many times. This guy is just an absolute scumbag and has been taking advantage of Josh for basically the best part of 2 years now. So this was someone who owned like a chain of hot dog stands, and he basically came upon Joshua in like a chance encounter and basically thought to himself, I read a bunch of hot dog stands. Maybe I can manage this guy as well. I don't know why I sounded like Swagger Souls there.
When you defeat the battle, it turns into primordial plasma.
Now, Michael would take advantage of Josh
Each
pretty much whenever he
creature
could,
4/4 at
feeding
the
him
beginning of
alcohol, but then
combat,
when he
and your turn,
realized
another
the
target
public,
creature gets +2/+2
hated Josh for
with
becoming
all
an alcoholic
abilities
and the
to
way he
another
was just
turn.
acting so stupid in
Before the
public,
tree of
any
life
day
branches into
that
predators
Josh went
prey,
sober,
there was
maybe not
only
in
a
a day, maybe like
shapeless
12
hunger.
hours, Michael would instantly jump on TikTok basically saying, yeah, that's me, that's the Quinn effect, baby. There is nothing positive to say about this guy. He's basically like a millionaire or multi-millionaire that owns a chain of hot dog stands that is taking advantage of Josh, either for his own amusement or to strangely feel like he's a good person. It's the equivalent of like nuking Megaton in Fallout 3, but then you gave like a homeless person some still water. Oh, great. Okay, everything's fine now. Now, I looked a little bit more into it, and the hot dog chain that Michael Quinn actually owns is called Feltman's of Coney Island. And also on top of that as well, not a lot of people covered this, but Michael Quinn actually got into a car crash last year, and after that, he's basically just been popping painkillers constantly. But again, like, that does not excuse the way that Josh has been treated. The last video, like me talking about how much of a bad influence Michael Quinn was, just obviously taking advantage of Josh. After this video, you'll quickly realize Josh.
Alright, back to the plan.
Sad today. Josh and I, we're not friends anymore.
So you'd think, oh my god, okay, so Josh has left someone taking advantage of him. This could be it. He could stop his drinking. He could stop popping Zins every 5 seconds. He might actually be on the path to fixing himself. We could get the old Joshua Block back from like 3 years ago, where, you know, he was like reviewing iced coffee at Starbucks. But unfortunately, like living in LA, managers always find a way. They come in through the drainage system, through the AC. They are inescapable. And this manager is called Mr.
Branch the battlefield
I wish I was
trophy
making
cards,
that up.
discard
I
a card.
genuinely wish that was a bit. He's
When you
actually
beat
called
it,
Mr.
flip
Based.
over,
It's like
says
that
one
news
tap
article from the 80s
sacrifice,
saying like
overlaid,
Discord among
overloaded
US
beige
Jews.
ring, copy target,
It's
stealthy
unreadable.
control.
So Michael Quinn was always a bad influence on
Can't
Josh,
work.
but Mr. Based is
On
even
my
worse, to
signal,
the point
disable
that
the
he's basically,
safeguards.
like,
Let's blow these
pushing
battlefields
Josh
right
on
back to their
actual
own
videos
world.
to
Gab,
drink
Valor,
more.
and
So in a
majoring
very rare moment, you can actually see Josh not wanting to drink. He wants to commit to a job because he's recently actually became a DJ and he's being paid for it. Like, he's getting some kind of income because obviously, as we know before, Josh used to do these like, you know, nighttime New York tours, which have been confirmed to just be complete garbage. And basically, all you're really doing, you're being overcharged to pay for Josh to get a drink at the bar. Now, if you see Mr. Based in any TikTok, you will see people saying, you know, Mr. Based is a convicted sex trafficker. His name is Jason Igler and he's a piece of shit. The source is Dude Trust Me. And again, I've tried to look online to see if there's been any convictions under that name, but I can't find anything. Because as we know, TikTok is that website where if one person says something, everyone else is going to parrot it like it's actual truth. This guy is a piece of shit. Like, he's pressuring someone that, you know, can't make their own choices and is incredibly learning disabled to drink. But again, like, I've tried to look up these convictions and I can't find anything. Now, there's a group of people online that have gone underground and they've been documenting everything Josh has done. These are a collective of detectives putting on their little LA Noire fedora, genuinely believing that they are Cole Phelps, going up to every single person in New York, spamming lie, truth, and doubt with their little notepad, and probably going up to Joshua's manager, asking the hard-hitting questions.
You fuck young boys, Valdez. Are you a madman?
Now, this is, of course, the World of T-Shirt subreddit, because if you want a group of people stalking you, look no further than any subreddit for any individual. It's basically a kind of legalized stalking. Now, on this subreddit, they've actually broken down and shared information regarding the whole case around Joshua's current manager, Mr. Based. And the TLDR is basically that it's possible that he drugged a woman, which had killed her around 11 years ago. Now, the drug in her system was gamma hydroxybutyrate, or GHB. And this is like an infamously well-known date rape drug, you know, to the point that like people in clubs and bars now are selling little covers that you put on top of your drink. And the main reason why women say, I don't want to leave my drink unattended. But it's also a drug as well that can be helped to reduce narcolepsy. Probably one of its original intentions, again, before it was used as a date rape drug. Now, because it's New York and everyone is within 1 square meter of each other, there's been a lot of confrontations. So a lot of people have gone up to Jason, Mr. Based, and basically accused him of this. He actually does the Joshua Block strat of freaking out, saying, I'm going to sue you.
You drugged the girl and she overdosed and died.
So what did I do?
You drugged her.
What did I do?
Apparently it was a date rape drug called
Are you saying I murdered somebody, you fucking piece of shit?
That's what I'm being told.
Then I'll sue you for slander. Fuck off, loser. Go home.
To this day, I still have no idea how Mr. Based
That's
hooked up with
too
Josh.
funny.
Like, he's basically just being a complete parasite, leeching off what little clout Josh has left. Because again, I've talked about this in previous videos covering Josh. It's a sad situation because whenever he goes clean, his channel dies off. People want to see this guy like doing Icarus, like going too close to the sun. I mean, to be fair, that brief stint where he wasn't drinking for like 1 to 2 months and Michael Quinn, you know, know, when he was Josh's manager going, "That's the Quinn effect, baby." That was more just, he probably told Josh, "You can drink, just don't do it on camera. Don't do it on camera. Do it off camera." So it was pretty obvious that Josh was drinking every single day, but he just wasn't posting it on TikTok. So he's still damaging his body, his liver, but he's not even getting the views from it. I did a little bit more digging as well, and I found out that Joshua Block, he has an OnlyFans. Now, I'm not paying money to get access to his OnlyFans. Believe me, I am not doing that. But what people are saying on the Reddit is apparently this isn't a troll, it isn't a bit, and he is showing off his nether regions on this OnlyFans. Now, I have no idea who told him to start an OnlyFans because someone definitely did, but it's still active to this day. It's like something that was big for like a month and then it died off. He's been posting on this like this month. Now, the tides do seem to be turning a little bit. There is a little silver lining to this story because a lot of people, especially on TikTok, that have been mocking Josh have actually become aware and thought, you know, us egging him on, maybe we're the problem. So you've got a lot of TikToks that are coming out now that are doing numbers of people that are basically saying, we're kind of just being a dick to him. We're watching him crash and burn. And I think that's really refreshing because every single clip I've seen of Josh online at the minute is usually like a group of teenagers that encounter him, they meet him, and then they just start basically like bullying him, buying him alcohol, offering him snus. Like, he does not need this stuff in his body because I'll be honest, like looking at Josh, he probably has the mental capacity of like a 12-year-old. Like, yes, he can be incredibly lazy, he can be incredibly annoying, he really is a lol cow, but again, like, there's just something really wrong about seeing someone get drunk all the time, like on subways and in public, and then people are just like, no one wants to reach out and help him. I'm sure there are videos out there, I've yet to find one, but I've never seen a single person go up to Josh and try to help him and confront him. Is that going to magically fix everything and sort his life out? No, definitely not. It's never going to do that. But it'd be nice to see that instead of people just going up to him and like, you know, just filming him for like quick likes on their own TikTok page. I was planning on going to New York later on this year. I was going to go with some family and just kind of, you know, look around and stuff, maybe even meet people like Jay Schlatt.
I killed a man today.
But honestly, the one person I want to meet if I ever went to New York is Joshua Block. I would love to have an experience sitting down, interviewing him and talking to him. And I'm not talking about one of these podcasts where it's like, you know, they're obviously just taking advantage of him and they probably pay him in alcohol. I really want this guy to get help because I feel like he can still have a career even if he turns everything around. And I'll be honest, at this point, I feel like a normal job would do better than him. You know, just wandering around drunk at 4 in the morning in Brooklyn. I like to admit I haven't been to America in like 5 years. And the first time I go back is just to meet Joshua Block, but definitely worth it. Definitely worth it.
Fuck, scratched on the can or something.
People get banned from YouTube for a lot of reasons. Some bullied kids, others did other things to kids. In some cases, people didn't even deserve to be banned at all, but the ban hammer has no mercy. Austin Jones, known online as AusDudePro, was a vlogger who started posting to YouTube in 2007, with most of the content on his uploads being covers of songs by bands like Fall Out Boy and 21 Pilots. After these covers became extremely popular, he even started releasing original songs, targeted at the same demographic that listened to the songs he covered, very young girls. On the surface, it seemed innocuous, just another person capitalizing on that young demographic with their music. Nothing too uncommon, all things considered. In 2013, he also started posting to Vine, which became popular due to his fighting comedy.
Tree, you need to get your shit together. This just ain't cutting it. You look stupid!
But it turns out Austin had a much darker reason for trying to become popular with teenage girls. At some point during the year of our Lord, 2010, when he would have been 17 to 18 years old, he presumably took a stroll through his follower list, picked whichever ones were the most to his liking, and took to their DMs to make a most inappropriate request. Specifically, he asked for twerking videos, and starstruck and very young, many girls went along with it. I don't think it's possible to know how many girls got this message and just why, but it's clear that he targeted multiple girls at once, showing he wasn't even trying to be cautious about how he did it. However, the girls he was trying to groom into doing this were so young that they didn't even know how to twerk, but that was no biggie for Austin since he just showed them how to do it.
So this is what you do. You sit with your legs apart, you arch your legs, and then you arch your back, and you don't arch it, you do it faster. So it's like that.
A twerk tutorial from a serial pedophile was not on the list of things I expected to see. I have to wonder how many times he did this, because he's doing it pretty efficiently here. Did he watch some how-tos himself to get the technique down so he could pass it on? Some fire YouTube clap content? Regardless of how ridiculous and funny it may be to watch this bowl-cut predator throw it back, he quickly accumulated a large collection of illicit images and videos from minors. To make it even more egregious than it already is, Austin wasn't just getting twerk videos from fans who happened to be minors. He specifically requested that they state their age loud and clear while doing it. One of the most common defenses from predators is the claim that they didn't know the victim's age. But Austin was really giving his future lawyer a run for his money here. Though this began all the way back in 2010, the story first broke on May 10th, 2015, when a girl called Taylor uploaded a video titled The Austin Jones Situation, in which she recounted her experience with Austin. She decided to message him after some sad posts he had made on Facebook, and as soon as she told him she was 15, he proceeded to compliment her and ask for a twerking video, followed by a twerking tutorial.
That's
it's
disgusting.
Almost as if the age was the trigger that prompted him to do it. Hey you may be
Weird.
in danger. The United Healthcare CEO says maybe a third of citizens were affected by a recent hack. A massive AT&T data breach affected 73 million customers. Oh, you like concerts, buddy? 500 million people's user data was just breached through a Ticketmaster hack. Your information could be at risk. Who's gonna save you now, buddy?
I'm dead, I
Turns
know.
out my data may be breached. It's almost over. Please don't let them find it. I can help with today's sponsor, Aura. Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers. Hey man, just leave me alone. Spammers and others who want to learn about you. Aura can identify data brokers who are exposing your info right now and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. You don't even have to do anything. Data brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them.
Yeah, that's
but
crazy.
it can be very confusing to figure out how. How do I submit an opt-out request? Never ask that question ever again with Aura, because they'll handle it all for you. Thank you. It also has so much.
I can't wait till I'm
It's an all-in-one
affiliated.
app
I'm gonna
with
fucking
controls,
donate to these
antivirus,
guys.
VPN, password management, identity theft insurance, and more. If you're tired of
Who donates me, I donate them. We all donate.
then Aura is
For
for
a
you.
big donate
Stop data
circle.
brokers in their tracks from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor, Aura.com/TurkeyTom for a 14-day free trial to see how much of your personal data is being sold. What's that? Your data is safe now? Thank me later. In her video, Taylor pointed out that he never actually said her name in the video, suggesting that it had already been made beforehand, probably sent to some previous victim. Still, she refused to send anything due to being insecure about how she looked, among other reasons, prompting Austin to stop responding altogether, making it clear that his one and only interest was sexual. Eventually, Taylor told this story to some guy she met on Twitter who disliked Austin but for other reasons, and this person, who went to the video, decided to post it. This eventually caught Austin's attention, and he engaged with it, not to apologize or anything, but to claim that the incident had been caused by him taking antidepressants. This is like when Vito from The Sopranos got caught in a gay club with a guy and tried to claim that it was his heart medication that made him do it. Your Honor, I'm not gay, but I was watching a lot of Skibbity Toilet at the time. Austin proceeded to threaten to sue the guy who posted this stuff to Twitter on the grounds of slander, despite the accusations being verifiably true. Given Austin started doing this in 2010, and this video came out in 2015, this is probably not the first time he's threatened to sue people to keep his business on the low. The person on Twitter that Taylor might have been referencing in her video may be a YouTuber called DFizzy, who was spearheading the efforts on Twitter to expose Austin as a predator. But these efforts didn't yield anything of note besides Austin claiming he asked for twerk videos because he thought they were funny, and a classic YouTuber-style apology sent in private to one of his victims.
Hannah, I just actually really do think you're pretty, and I just wanted to make you feel special, and I'm sorry you're mad at me.
I wonder if he really thought going, "Sorry I made you mad, girl," doing his best Swagapino impression would get him off the hook for soliciting minors. He should have tried that on the judge, too. Maybe just mute
not how that works.
As a consequence of this information coming to light, people made a petition to take him off the Vans Warped Tour, which did achieve its goal since he eventually left of his own accord. About a month later, on June 29th, he released another apology, this time not in private to one of his victims, but to his channel.
I've recently come under some fire on social media for mistakes I've made in the past. I used to ask fans for twerking videos. Yes, twerking the dance move. It's not something that I'm proud of, it's not something that I think is right, and I shouldn't have done it.
In the video, he excuses his behavior with his depression, going into painstaking detail about all the tragedies that ever happened in his life, from his sibling dying to his bad relationship with his dad, as if any of it was relevant to him trying to watch underage girls twerk. He also brings up his self tendencies and claims he was 5150'd for an unspecified time, and tries to defend himself from the accusations, saying,
Nothing ever went further than twerking videos. There were never any nudes, never any physical contact. It never happened.
He might have not been lying about this at that point, but it would eventually change. No one outside his circle took his apology seriously, but his fans were unusually forgiving. The next year, after these allegations had already been made public, saw Austin's biggest growth so far, and he released videos without any backlash. In May 2017, he got to around 500,000 subscribers, and mind you, he only had 90,000 when his apology came out. The thing about predators, though, is that they always reoffend. A slap on the wrist just meant he'd become more careful with his grooming. A court document shows that, in August of 2016, he began DMing a 14-year-old girl, feigning shock when she revealed her age, explaining how she was lucky he was speaking to her. He then asked her to prove she was his biggest fan, demanding exactly the content you'd expect, but this time involving actual nudity. In May 2017, he found another victim, referred to as Victim A. He offered her to do a tryout or audition, which involved her doing the same thing. He actually framed the entire situation as if he was doing them a favor, which I can't tell if it's just a line he came up with to manipulate these girls easier, or if he actually believes that's the case. Following a criminal investigation by DHS, which included a summons to Comcast to provide the DMs, Austin was incarcerated in June 2017 and his house was searched. The illicit material was all found, and he confessed to everything during an interrogation. The arrest led to a media firestorm, with YouTubers and mainstream media reporting on it. Austin faced up to 30 years in prison for the possession and procurement of illicit material containing children, with the prosecution arguing he had been caught talking to at least 6 underage girls between 2010 and 2017. 3 days after his arrest, he paid $100,000 bail, but was still kept under house arrest and wasn't allowed to access the internet. YouTube initially refused to delete the YouTube channel, refusing to comment on the reasons behind it, stringing the channel's existence along until 2019, when it was finally banned. Around the same time, he pled guilty and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. As of right now, his release is set for December 31st, 2027. Even still, when he gets out, I hope someone supervises what he's up to online. Otherwise, we can look forward to some more emo band covers, which are kind of good, and twerk tutorials, which are, you know, he's a pedophile. At first glance, 8 Passengers was just like any other family YouTube channel. Created in 2013 by Ruby Frank, a mother of 6, the channel began as an attempt to slow down time as she realized her oldest was going to be 18 soon. It just so happened that this wholesome family project made for extremely profitable YouTube content. The very first video posted was a gender reveal party for their then unborn child, and once the baby was born, it was shown in a video right out of the womb. Rarely does someone with that large a family have the time and patience to regularly turn their life into content, so it's not surprising that 8 Passengers became one of the largest channels of its genre. By 2021, it had gained over 2 million subscribers, getting over 40 million views a month at the peak of its popularity. However, this success didn't come without some trouble. Over the years, fans began noticing some problematic behaviors from Ruby, such as filming her kids even when they expressly asked her not to. This raised questions concerning the privacy of Ruby's kids, along with their ability to consent to being filmed in the first place. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. Since the channel is deleted, it's impossible to personally verify it, but it was claimed that the comment sections were full of files posting suggestive timestamps, something that's been documented as a phenomenon in family-oriented channels and kids content in general. This wasn't a problem exclusive to Ruby's channel whatsoever, and it really wasn't her fault, but it certainly added to the list of concerns people had with exposing the inner workings of your family life as much as she did. It was only in 2019 that there was an uproar in the community after she was notified that her youngest child, a 5-year-old, had forgotten to pack her lunch, and her reaction really speaks for itself.
Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry, and hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
In and of itself, this was more than enough to pique people's attention to the possibility that Ruby was an abusive parent, as dysfunctional food dynamics are often one of the most common manifestations of parental abuse. People began digging up other things, some of which were lighter in nature, like having kids do push-ups as a punishment, some of which were a lot more serious.
I'm only gonna say it one more time, and then you're gonna lose the privilege to eat dinner.
Based on the clips people collected from the channel's own uploads, the older boy, Chad, got the worst of it. At one point, he was sent to a boot camp called Anasazi, where he had to live out in the wilderness without electronics. This is what they said on the topic of why they did this.
It's an accumulation of things over years, well before we ever started YouTubing or well before we ever got into social media. And it's reached a point where Chad needs to develop some very basic maturity and skills that he's going to need as an adult. And
this is a chance for like a reset, like a start over, like a do-over, like a fresh beginning.
Yeah.
After spending over 2 months there, the family reunited in an emotional vlog, but the joy died down quickly as after pranking his younger brother by making him pack all of his things overnight, telling him they were going to Disneyland, Chad lost his bed privileges for 7 months. This isn't to say that doing that to your younger brother isn't a dick move you should be punished for, but 7 months with no bed is obviously crossing a line. The backlash against Ruby's parenting techniques was further compounded by TikTok, where a bunch of people were uploading snippets of her abusive behavior and getting a lot of views off of it. Videos surfaced of her threatening her kids with severe punishments, including threatening to behead a stuffed animal belonging to one of her very young daughters. It got to a point where they could no longer afford to ignore it, so when Business Insider offered to interview them, they jumped on the opportunity. There, they shared several interesting details, including the fact that CPS had visited them, only to catch Ruby.
That's sad. I don't want some sad stuff right now. Lily, don't eat the cord, girl. Back up. It's interesting. Huh. What the hell?
Chris Terry wants to make you rich.
You're just gonna be ready to take over the world like Chris Terry does. You have the ability to do things you never dreamed possible.
The Crypto Guru's company recruits thousands of young followers on social media with the promise of easy cash.
You have to change your energy from who you are to a billionaire mindset.
His true believers worship him.
He is somebody that we all love, we all respect, we all admire. He is the CEO, the founder, and the visionary of the greatest company on planet Earth. He is Christopher Terry.
But others say it's a scam.
I Am Academy is trash.
It's motivational speeches, and they literally tell us how to recruit people.
That's tearing families apart.
I Am Academy es una mentira mundial que ha destrozado mi familia.
Is this the first ever crypto cult?
I felt like I was manipulated.
That's very cult-like, I guess you could even say.
Do not join. Don't join.
Crypto is the new Wild West.
North Korea's operatives, using keyboards rather than guns, have become the world's leading bank robbers.
A magnet for crime and for revolution.
Placed on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list.
A playground for outlaws and visionaries.
A man who's made a fortune in cryptocurrency running for president.
But can anyone truly control cryptocurrency? Only a few dare to try.
Alright, I'll be right back. Alright. Back. Do a dab and let's put it back.
So the reason why I love crypto is that you don't need a lot of money to get in it. I know with other markets, you need a lot of money to quote unquote make a lot of money. A few $100 in the right coin at the right time with the right education can absolutely change your life. This is my altar. My mom kind of helped me build it. This is basically like a money type of tree that is big in Buddhism and also spirituality that will attract good stuff to your life. And I have my crystals here as well, or my beads, that all mean different things. In a nutshell, they're all made for abundance, prosperity, and business growth. No one in my family is, as cliche and cheesy as it sounds, financially free. I have people that are still working and they're really old. And for me, I always knew that if I wanted something different, well, I had to do something different. I've always had the idea of making a lot of money. From a young age, I wanted to be wealthy. I just didn't know how to do it.
I am Chris Terry. We got to have a mission, and the mission is empower, educate, and elevate.
Chris Terry is a CEO, the guy that started IAM. He has over 20 years experience in trading in the stock market. He used to be in Wall Street. He comes from a low-income community in New York. He's bringing opportunity to learn how to trade and learn how to invest properly to the average person.
There is no company in existence at our level.
In 2013, ex-construction worker Chris Terry launches a subscription-based investment training and self-improvement program he calls IM, or International Markets Academy.
I am the greatest trader of all time. So when people come to you, they're hoping that you keep their hope alive. People come here because they have no purpose.
He combines online training with
I don't know about
mega
that, man.
church-like events to attract new disciples with impassioned sermons.
What you just did here was you caused energy to vibrate differently. You just are not aware of what you can do. Give out that energy to everybody. Give it out, give it out, give it out, give it out, give it out!
And the hype works.
You're so much to so many of us. To me, you're a mentor, you're a friend.
In a matter of months, IM Academy attracts more than 250,000 devoted followers from all around the world.
I appreciate
That sounds
you.
insane.
I love you, and thank you so much for your mentorship, your guidance. You're like the father I never had.
It has changed a lot of lives. It is going to be the new way of how to make money because the technology is taking over.
I mean, if we share the information, we change the world.
People don't understand how powerful it is because it is a $1 trillion market.
IM Academy thrives because it's harnessed social media to spread its gospel like wildfire.
Why the aren't you trading? Bitcoin is going crazy.
Celebrities like Floyd Money Mayweather are even brought in by Terry to endorse his crypto empire.
IM Mastery Academy. I want to say thank you for what you all
All right,
have
let's
taught
see
me.
what we got.
I was in IM Academy for 6 months. I thought it was a great opportunity to expand my wealth. I was struggling at the time. I wanted more sources of income. They thought that I'd be a great fit. And I thought of it as an opportunity to make money in a few different areas.
Big up. Okay, hold up. Nothing but blues. Nothing but blues.
If you want to get in and you simply don't want to pay the monthly fee, you refer 2 friends, your monthly fees way forever. The more people you accumulate, the more you'll rank up and the more money you'll make.
That's a fucking pyramid scheme.
I didn't tell you you're making 7 figures from trading.
But then they started to pressure me. They strongly encourage you to build a team.
You're gonna make 7 figures from this side. I'm not afraid to say it. I've already done it, so that means it can happen. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't personally know a $1 million trader.
It's a pyramid scheme. It's a scam. If you don't know what a pyramid scheme is, this is a pyramid scheme.
Alright. Ross Claw. Warped
By
Tusker.
2017, IM Academy is so successful in the States that Chris Terry makes a push to expand into Europe. The crowds greet him with
Animated
evangelical fervor,
landscape.
with new devotees
Right,
signing up
yep.
across the continent.
That's my first convention now from the
Riddle
IM
Gate,
Academy, and
Gargoyle.
it's crazy. I'm just so hyped.
Europe's massive. Like, if you go to Europe, holy moly, like they're just different level. Like, they have
Planet
stadiums full of people.
Genesis.
It is truly
The top full country library in Finland. Don't look up the rest of the bottom of the library in random order. Out of nothing, something was born. Interesting.
Academy.
At these events, people who spoke were treated like celebrities. It's like people would wait to speak to them. People kind of were starstruck by these people.
Terry uses the events to target younger recruits.
But listen to me, everybody. Every minute, a new 18-year-old is produced.
Consigned to
There is
memory.
an overabundance of people that are qualified to do what we do that can come into your business.
People had bad intentions within this organization. People were pressured to quit their jobs being an IM Academy.
Threadmobile.
At that point, you have to
It's
make an
interesting,
income
man.
somehow. I would say there definitely was pressure to recruit people, because even if you said you did not want to recruit and focus solely on Forex trading, it would still go back to team building or recruiting one way or another. If you're not building a team, people are not making money.
Most of their Zoom sections is just to motivate you to get people.
Why do you look at Instagram at the plane and the car and the beautiful girl and the good-looking guy with the tuxedo? Why not you?
Chris Terry is the one who's making all of the money.
Why not you put yourself in that mindset that you're already a billionaire, that you're already a multi-millionaire?
I definitely
Hey,
believe
there's
that
no
it is
ad.
a Ponzi scheme.
Full art foil playing. It's beautiful.
You would make more money on recruiting people versus selling the actual product you're supposed to be selling.
IM Academy explodes across Europe. Chris Terry franchises the business, opening
Retro
new versions
tune
of
the
IM
narrative.
Academy in different countries
Draw
under
a card to
different
get 2 energy for 1 blue. The Tommy Whisper of Other Worlds, brimming with stories untold. It would take a lifetime to learn them. A lifetime well spent.
Es el grupo de Iván Briongos, que es el primero que fundó, que abrió IM Academy a España.
Strike it rich, retro frame sorcery, create a treasure token that has flashback but long ride. 3 points soon grow into obsession.
Carles is an investigative journalist who begins looking into IM's suspicious business practices in October of 2020, a time when millions of people around the world are in COVID lockdown, anxious about money and
There's
spending
Sophia
all their
Foil.
time online.
Yo, toda la gente que vi era muy
Yeah,
joven. La gente con la gran
Use the
mayoría
battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures of the creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast.
encantada sobre todo con el sistema educativo.
It's a good card.
Este rollo piramidal, que igual es lo que se ve más desde fuera, de si yo recomiendo esta formación a terceros me va a dar
Selective
dinero, yo esperaba,
obliteration.
vino después que era todo el rollo
2 wastes, 3. Each player chooses a color, then exile each permanent unless it's colorless or it's only the colors the controller chose. I don't know what's worse, that my family was taken, or that I wasn't. Allison's gay survivor. Interesting.
Pues que cambió radicalmente su forma de ser, ¿verdad, Sergio? No era mi hija, era una desconocida.
Family members wear masks of Spanish IM leader Ivan Briongos so that their own children,
Huh.
who are now in the grasp of IM, don't
Interesting.
know they are speaking out against the group.
Sí, nunca le había preocupado el dinero de esa manera.
Le vendieron la película de que su mundo era únicamente IM Academy.
Throughout the whole history
Full
of
art
cryptocurrency, there's been a
destructive
notorious issue with
2
influencers within the
Boss
industry.
Flash.
Again, young people have
Let's
to bear
check
in mind
the
that
battlefield,
these
choose a
people
card.
that you think
Spells with the chosen name cost 3 more to cast. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities.
if you're dealing with somebody that has a little less
Interesting.
life experience, they might be more susceptible.
Usaban cualquier cosa que pueda despertar la
This is
curiosidad
the
de un chico de
token.
19 años más o menos. De
Eldrazi
media,
Spar,
de 17,
Cat
de
Warrior,
22.
Foil token.
Pero básicamente era usarte cualquier cosa para llamar tu atención y meterte dentro del grupo.
Be a savage, be a success. I would never allow
Last
anybody to
two.
mess with my team. I would never allow
Chin
my
shiny
own family
face.
to try to
It's doing what it. It's just the first one.
Contactaron en
Full art, full art, full art, spring art, manticore, enchantment creature, insect form. It's got bestow, enchantment creature gets +1/+1, unit has landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 in the force. If spring heart manticore is attached to a creature you control.
IM leadership reportedly encourages young people to live together in communal houses with other IM Academy members.
If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature. If you didn't create a token this way, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. Interesting. So if it's attached to something, you play a land, you pay that and make a copy of it. This is like, that's blue all the way, but now it's in green. That's awesome. Final card. No way. No way. No way.
Unas técnicas de persuasión coercitiva que justo había estado realizando en anteriores series. Luego, otra característica de los grupos coercitivos es separarte de tu entorno, ¿no? Separarte de tus amigos y de tu familia.
The thing that's great about social media and phones and everything is
I can't believe I just got that. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Y los demás que no están con nosotros pues son prácticamente nuestros enemigos.
It's not a regular foil, it's foil etched. That is a gorgeous fucking card.
De la situación en la que vivían, pero para ello se tienen que alejar de familia y de todo lo que tienen habitualmente. Les apartan.
Oh my god.
Plan all your seeds. Eliminate the plan B. Plan B only distracts you from plan A. Don't give yourself a way out. And that is exactly what my daughter is doing. Burning all their seeds.
Oh my god. I can't believe that.
Juanexto Dominguez works for an NGO in Spain.
I can't believe that.
Who are victims of cults.
That's beautiful. That is fucking a beautiful piece of cardboard right there. Let me tell you, sir, Adam, examine what the fuck you might be. This is crazy. I cannot believe I just got that. That is a whole. Let's try it again.
Se iba a la conferencia que hubiera en un evento de 100.000 personas, donde reúnes a 100.000 personas con miles de estímulos, luces, tal cual. Hay que se aprende, hay que se enseña. Esa es una manera de aprender, porque los eventos es donde más les manipulan.
Y Mastery Academy, es decir, actúa como una secta de libro, sus líderes los tienen como endiosados. Y luego, sobre todo, la forma de reclutar, ocultar una realidad, ocultar una información más, y luego encorsetar a estas personas, a estos jóvenes, en un señuelo en el cual, a través de esa inversión,
After months of investigation, Carles releases his findings in a series of YouTube videos that expose what he's uncovered about IM.
A lo largo de los siguientes capítulos de esta nueva miniserie de investigación, indagaremos en sus métodos de captación, en la manipulación dentro de la empresa y conoceremos a sus dirigentes. Hi, Christopher Cherry?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Carlos from Barcelona. Do you have a minute?
Hi, how are you?
In Spain, there are many legal problems with IM Mastery Academy, and you're accused of being a cult and a scam. What do you think?
I don't know anything about that. Of course it's not. I mean, it's completely legal, obviously. Anyway, thank you. I have to get on the airplane.
Cuando saqué yo el primer capítulo sobre el tema de IM Academy, me sorprendió muchísimo porque me empezaron a contactar literalmente centenares de personas, familiares o gente que había estado en IM Academy contándome su experiencia. Claro, yo aquí no vi al abasto, de repente vi que había un tema bastante...
Yeah? You scam and help people.
Former followers around the world come forward revealing the truth about IM.
I'm
click on the video because I'm about to tell you the story before you start sign up.
I'm letting you know right
Let's do
now
this.
that it is a scam.
IM Academy is trash.
I felt like I was manipulated, and I also felt like the people in leadership were also manipulating other people too.
That's very cult-like, I guess you could even say.
We got to clean up the company immediately, effective immediately.
Chris Terry's been living the high life for more than 8 years, but by 2021, it's under threat. Reports of cult-like practices and illegal trading schemes inside IM Academy are spreading, and it's attracting the wrong kind of attention.
Top leaders' Instagrams, the jets, the watches, the diamonds, the cars, the this. Everybody's a boss.
The social media network that once fueled his empire is a growing liability, as his students' flashy displays of their IM Academy profits throw fuel on the fire. He sends out an urgent message to limit them all.
The bottom line is they're going to audit everybody from the
Wow.
top of the company straight down. We got to adhere to certain laws that are in place. The consequences are
Alright, we got
totally
this.
shut down. You got to help us. All right? You've never seen me do it. It's at a level of extreme bad. Please, I'm begging you.
Meanwhile, in Spain, the work
Come
done
on.
by Carles and the parents leads to the arrest of 8 people, all linked to IM Academy.
Often the leaders of the organization would use cult-like techniques to persuade the youngsters to cut their ties with their families and focus entirely on the activities of the organization.
Actividades de la organización.
Facing a multitude of charges.
Se denunció por presunto delito de publicidad engañosa, delitos continuados de estafa en masa, delitos contra el derecho de los trabajadores, delitos contra la hacienda pública, delitos contra la seguridad social, delitos de coacciones psicológicas y o amenazas, delito de asociacionismo ilícito o delito de organización criminal.
Lo que acontece a posteriori nos desborda absolutamente como asociación a todos los niveles. Empezamos a recibir muchas llamadas, muchos correos. Ya previamente, por supuesto, habíamos hecho una denuncia colectiva.
The lawsuit garners international attention and reveals a vast global network of IM Academy devotees who got sucked in too deep.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose this one.
Consiguiendo que también familias, en este caso de Francia, Italia, algunas también de Alemania, de Inglaterra, y de México, bueno, pues también ellos van haciendo, vamos a decir, van ahora mismo cerca de 500 personas, bueno, personas, familiares.
And for some, there is no rest until IM is destroyed.
Yo odio a Chris Terry, que a su señora Isis Terry también la odio y la odiaré toda mi vida. Yo voy a seguir luchando contra esta gente y no voy a parar hasta que haya acabado con ellos.
Haven't lost faith.
People who believe it's a scam, it's just because they're not technically informed on what's happening. Because we are not the only company who are doing this in the world.
Him being so committed, consistent to helping people, he's bringing that opportunity, not network marketing, but just the opportunity to learn how to trade and learn how to invest properly to the average person.
If it were a scam, it wouldn't be legal, and if it wouldn't be legal, we wouldn't be doing it. It wouldn't be in 50 states all around the countries, in Europe and everything we do. So it makes absolutely no sense.
I always say this to people anytime I get them started in the business. The one thing I guarantee them is that they're gonna have a vehicle that can make their want to make a lot of money.
When people come at you and say this is a scam, they don't understand how blessed it is to be able to do this and to be able to help others to do it.
And Johnny still hopes to fulfill his dreams with IM Academy.
I talk to at least 30 to 50 people every single day. That's how I'm able to always bring people monthly all the time. One of my biggest goals is to become that first six-figure earner in my family.
While in Spain, one brother just wants to save his family and get his sister back.
Yo pienso que llegará un momento que se dará cuenta que
I'm dead.
en el momento que se dé cuenta no se alarga, la comodidad de cabeza que tiene no le llega a pasar factura prácticamente el resto de su vida.
And despite everything, Chris Terry and IM Academy continue to operate.
Pero bueno, están intentando ver a cómo lo rescatan eso. Viajes, es como, bueno, A ver qué plot twist nos dan para blanquearse un poco.
It's not the question if I can hear you. It's the question, can the people hear me? Can they hear you? Who's excited out there? Come on.
What?
What's become of our America? From the police to the justice system to social services and in our communities in general, you know, it seems to me there's an entire class of people in this country that are being ignored. In writing these articles about Pazuzu, our hope was that we could find answers to some of these, you know, pressing questions that were going on in the case, especially for the victims, for people like Stacy. With a lack of access and reliable intel, I wasn't able to do that. Perhaps we built her hopes up a little bit, and perhaps we did Stacy a disservice. Was there any more I could have done? I feel like I did everything I could, but did I really? And maybe not. I probably fell short.
See what happens.
The case is done. Crystal Matlock is being let out. The prosecution, the defense attorneys are almost starting to pack up.
Come on.
And it was lunchtime, and I was ready to go eat my leftovers that my wife put in my little lunchbox for the day. And Amanda Martin stood up.
I saw Amanda out of the corner of my eye. It's almost like double dutch. It's like, yo, how do I jump in?
I'm very often the unexpected visitor to a courtroom.
She said she wanted to raise the question of whether these search warrants could now be unsealed.
So we had these two layers of problem here. You had a sealing order that ran counter to the North Carolina Public Records Law and counter to the cases interpreting the First Amendment.
Usually a search warrant is sealed either to protect the integrity of an investigation or to ensure the fair trial of any defendant's or charge. But what was it that was in the search warrants that needed to continue to be sealed? We didn't know.
The laws of public records are there for very good reasons. And the interest in that is never stronger than when we're talking about oversight, if you will, of law enforcement. These are people who walk around with guns, they arrest people, they search people's homes, and they have more power than you can imagine. And
Excuse me.
I'm not saying they shouldn't have that power, but I always feel that the trade-off for that is that we should be able to see how it gets exercised.
At that point, with Matlock...
Anybody in chat? Anybody text something, type something? Call me a fucking loser and tell me I'm boring? Spit in my face? Slap me on the ass? Call me Sally? You know, the good stuff.
Kids at school, you come home and you turn on the computer and there's, you know, a story in the Winston-Salem Journal where old Mike Hewitt's been able to get these search warrants shaken loose. And it's that case that's in the back of your mind.
I've lived with animals my
And
entire
I almost
life.
clicked on them that first time. And kind of hovered
See what
over my
happens.
head. Then, you know, I go back to the article a few more times over the next couple days. Sitting around by yourself thinking, is it like an addiction? You know, is this journalism is a nasty business, and it's an awful addiction. And the highs you get from it will never make up for the lows, and you just keep doing it over and over. I clicked on that PDF, and I opened up these search warrants, and I read them. I have never seen a single document come across my desk in my life that was as egregious and that was as raw an example. Signals have been missed, bad jobs have been done, people have been hurt. 5 years. That's how long it was from when Josh Weschler was murdered until the bodies were found in Pazuzu's backyard. The search warrants proved that this case could have been solved within weeks of Josh's disappearance. Where before we only had rumors, now I got hard facts. And I'm diving back into the Pazuzu story for one last piece.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man.
Answers. I can find out why.
What the fuck? Why the hell did that take 5 fucking years if you could have been solved that quick?
In Forsyth County, out beyond where the streetlights are, looking for Miss Trina Billings' house to speak to the first person that made contact with law enforcement, and that was Miss Trina Billings, who reported that her father had helped bury someone, possibly Joshua Weschler. I want to put a face to the name and see if there's any legit reason why the sheriff's department
I'll be back after I fix my wounds. You'll see.
Hey, Trina Billings?
Yes.
All right, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Why would your father be hanging out with someone like 40-some-year-old, whatever the hell that was?
He had just recently been through a divorce and started hanging out with Crystal Matlock, and I think they were kind of dating.
Oops.
He did whatever she wanted. I remember he came in that night, and he came in and sat down on the end of the couch, and he was being really weird, not really saying anything. And I remember he had his hands like this, and like he went like this, like he was smelling his hands, and I was like, "What is wrong with you? What are you doing?" And he asked me, "Have I ever smelled death?"
I see you. I come in tonight. You have a nice home.
You're
nice people.
What the fuck? Have you ever smelled death?
2009. It's been 9 years.
That's fucking creepy.
Clearly not, suffering from the effects of any kind of drug habit or nothing like that. What's going on with you? Did you go to college?
I did.
You have an education, job, career. And how did they treat you when you went in there?
It was kind of really quick. It was only about 15 minutes that I was there speaking with them. They didn't really seem like they cared. They just jotted down parts of what I said and called it a day. I kind of forgot about
I win.
until years later when it popped up on the news, and I was like, oh, I tried to tell them, but they didn't listen. I don't even like that my father was involved in it. Sorry. But, like when this did happen and I found out about it when everybody was arrested, I was happy my dad
Wait for one more win.
in prison right now for it, and
I want to hit this. Hit the bed. Go to bed. Shit. Yeah, bed.
I met
Shit.
a very together young woman. I met a young woman who is trying pretty hard to be the best that she can be and is raising a child. And I met a young woman who was very serious and who was very, very credible. I see no upside for her on going to law enforcement back then and telling them what her father told her. She exposes her father to legal ramifications. She exposes her relationship with her father to that could destroy that because now she's done this, and she possibly exposed herself to physical danger because who knows what those people over Nob Hill were going to do because no one seemed to be laying a finger on them.
This is a prepaid collect call from Nathan Anderson.
Sitting gorilla.
At Johnston Correctional Institution. Getting sick of sitting in
Very rogue too soon.
drove me crazy. I couldn't get a hold of you several days, and really worried. I was wigging out about it. Her phone was going
Red cap.
Well, the night when I was
Heel
sitting
slasher.
in the parking lot,
Back up one. First strike.
I just felt like dark. I didn't even feel like a person anymore. I felt like there was no light.
Expedition lookout.
I guess I ended up doing what like
2-3 defenders on only needed more cards in the graveyard. Without that tech to the defender and it can be
With
blocked.
each shot I took, like I just wished that it would be the one that killed me. So I figured it was time to be done.
Storm Cloud Rages.
My mom, and she told me that she was in detox, and so that was
Undefeated Huntmaster.
Tuesday, they tell me I got a visit, and I'm like, well, that's weird, because it's the middle of the day, my mom only comes and sees me on Sundays. Like, well, it must be Jenna. And sure
Armed
enough, it was.
turkeys.
When I went, I like procrastinated for like the entire hour, but like the last 15 minutes, he just asked what I had been doing, and I was just like, well, I've been working on your Christmas present.
And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. She asked if I wanted a hint what my Christmas present was, and I was like, sure.
So I slapped a picture on the glass, because we were between glass, and I slapped a little abstract baby picture. It's fun, my little baby.
Monday, right after it.
He's kind of slow sometimes. Let him figure it out. It took him probably like 5 minutes, and he was just like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm dead serious."
Nice vision for you.
I was like, "Yeah."
Nice. I think I have another one of these. I need multiple of these too.
May 17th, I went to detox, and
First,
I woke up at 7 o'clock in
one.
the morning with the doctor in my face telling me I was pregnant.
Just the top
5 weeks
face
pregnant.
card.
2 weeks after Pazuzu murders Josh Weschler, Tarina Billings goes to the police to tell them what her father told her about her murders. Now, you know, in my opinion, the unsealed warrants being seen while the sheriff's department may have actually made things worse. Now, I decided to take the documents to an old buddy of mine who's a retired detective. He was actually on the force for 30 years, and his perspective in this case is going to be critical. Application for search warrant.
On August the 4th, Foster goes to the location and actually talks to Pazuzu. He just says he went there, and at some point, the detective did tell him that he'd received information from several individuals that Pazuzu had shot and killed someone in his basement and buried the body in the backyard. Don't know that I would have told all that right then. I would have found some other reason. I'd have wanted to get in the house or walk through the yard. I'd wanted to make some observations. Because if he says, I don't know what you're talking about, get off my property and stay off, then you're shot in the foot. I would have probably just come up with something. That somebody said you're growing weed in the backyard, and that way, then maybe he would have said, you know, especially if that's not true, he's going to say, I ain't growing no weed back there, you can go look. That's what I want. I want him to give me that access so that I'm looking for these other things, like a body or mound of dirt, a freshly dug hole or something. So, you know, and they could lie to him. I would probably taken a look, continued to gather my information from sources, and then at some other time, once I was just about ready to get a search warrant or had the search warrant, then I might would have gone out there before actually.
I don't even know. I'm about to go to bed though. I am tired.